Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today we're trying out a really fun team featuring Cursola. This team was built by one of my Twitch subs, Shadow Gengar, and I featured it on stream like a couple of weeks ago, and I really enjoyed playing with it, so I wanted to feature it for an episode of Road to Rank. You've got a lot of cool stuff here. Beat up with, something like Justify was obviously a pretty common combination early season, so there is the Whimsicott and the Lucario, but this is a double beat up team. There's also beat up on Charizard, which pretty much no one ever sees coming, and you've actually got Cursola with Weak Armor and Weakness Policy. What the beat up allows you to do is not only activate Weakness Policy, but you also boost your speed through Weak Armor, so Cursola becomes super strong, can just sweep through teams entirely, especially if they don't have great means of speed control. You've also got Safety Goggles, NDD, which helps out a lot against Sleep, like something from Venusaur, and then Support Rotom, very similar to the set I used back in 2013, actually. So, thanks to Shadow Gengar for building this team, for sharing it, and let's just jump into today's episode. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Question of the day. I really liked everyone's responses to yesterday's question, by the way. That was a really fun question, so I'm glad you guys gave it such great responses. But today's question of the day, I'm curious what the best VGC play you've ever made is that you can think of, so let me know in the comments below. Anyway, this team has a lot of cool stuff. First of all, I think especially in Best of 1, something like Beat Up Charizard and Cursola is super good, mainly because people just don't know what those Pokemon... I mean, when people see Charizard, they always expect Charizard to be the Pokemon maxing, so you can basically bluff the max and do a ton of work with that. This Whimsicott can also just provide so much setup, and I think whenever people see Whimsicott and Lucario in team preview, the first thing they think of is, okay, how do I beat that? And so they default towards something that beats Whimsicott and Lucario, and that gives you more room to play with other Pokemon, like the Charizard, like the Indeedee, and of course, like the Cursola. So, Cursola, isn't really seen in this kind of setup very often. Most of the time you see it maybe on like a Trick Room team where you activate Weakness Policy under Trick Room, but instead this is a team that actually, despite having such low base speed, try to take advantage and actually boost its speed, which is a pretty interesting concept, and as a result I think very few opponents ever really see this strategy coming. So yeah, like I said, I showed off this team on Twitch a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, if you guys want to tune into future live streams, give me a follow at twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. I'm going to be doing probably a pretty long celebration stream / subathon later this week / weekend, since I just graduated, so yeah, stay tuned for that, and thank you guys as always for supporting the channel. Alright, first game of the day, we're going up against, honestly this kind of feels like a VGC 2015 team. All those Pokemon were actually legal back then, so that's interesting. The first question I always have to ask is how viable is Cursola, and I think the answer is very viable here. Yeah, I mean, it does just kind of beat through everything. Like, my opponent doesn't have great speed control here. That's the main reason I want to bring it. They also have a lot of special attackers, and Cursola's special defense is really good. So, like, what I'm thinking of is actually just leading Whimsicott Cursola. Rotom-W looks really good here too, and I mean honestly Lucario is just really good offensively here, even non-max. Like, we do a lot of damage with Close Combat and Rock Slide, especially if we get Tailwind up. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with that and see how things go. Ideally, turn 1, we can just go for the beat up setup immediately. That being said, I might want to go for like Tailwind Protect and then go for beat up turn 2. The other thing you have to be careful about with this team is that Cursola's defense is really bad, so beat up actually does a decent amount of damage, and since this Cursola is very offensive, pretty much doesn't have any bulk, so we have to be very careful of the physical type attackers. So for example, like if my opponent leads Tyranitar, one thing we might consider doing is actually hard switching into Lucario and just going for beat up onto Lucario turn 1. Or even just a Tailwind. Because, like, Lucario can also just sweep through my opponent's team, I think. Mainly because we should have the speed advantage in this matchup. So, let's see. It's going to be Gengar Sylveon, though. Okay. I think this is fine. I mean, it's not amazing, mainly because of the threat of Gengar onto our Cursola. But, I mean, Cursola's special defense is, like I said, really good. So, what I'm leaning towards... I mean... I have options here, right? I could very easily actually protect the Cursola. I could protect Cursola and actually go for, like... But my opponent could read that, I guess. And part of me, what I want to do is just beat up onto the Cursola. And snipe the Sylveon here. With a Max Quake. Actually, Max Quake probably won't KO, so we need a Phantasm, I think. I mean, this is pretty risky, but I don't think a Ghost type attack from Gengar will KO us, and I could see Gengar, like, predicting the protect from Cursula here as well, as players often do, and just target the Whimsicott instead. One play I thought about making was protect Cursula and beat up / Moonblast into the Gengar to break its sash, and then the following turn I could go for beat up onto Cursula and just Quake into the Gengar slot. But the problem with that play is if my opponent just doubles up onto Whimsicott turn 1. But they're just going to go for a Shadow Ball. But okay, yeah, that actually doesn't do that much damage at all. I'll take that. Okay, so Weakness Policy gets activated, which is nice. I get the beat up off now. So Cursula is looking really good right now in turn 1. That being said, if I just went for the beat up play turn, like I said, or you know, any attack into Gengar, then I could have just went for... Oh, I guess the problem is that I would still need to beat up onto Cursula turn 2 anyway. So I'm always eating up an attack away from Gengar. So I think this works out fine. But as you can see, we're actually doing a sizable amount through beat up here. That being said, I guess the other concern is that this subsequent turn, Gengar is Focus Sash, and it is max speed. Like, we lost that speed tie turn 1. That speed tie I don't think matters, but the speed tie this subsequent turn could be a big deal. Let's see. Okay, so we get the 1-hit KO onto Sylveon, which is great. So, I mean, I think you're always going for Shadow Ball and Hyper Voice there. So what I could have gone for was... Could have protected Cursula, gone for a Moonblast on a Gengar, and then the second turn what I could have done was... I mean, even Cursula under Tailwind I don't think was outspeeding Gengar anyway. So he's going to bring out Milotic, but we have max Overgrowth for that. Not sure if my opponent expects that. I'm honestly leaning towards Tailwind max Overgrowth right now into the Milotic. Is there a reason to Tailwind actually? Because Cursula is max speed anyway right now. We could also just double up onto like Gengar. I actually want to protect Cursula here, I think, and beat up onto the Gengar, and then I can knock out Gengar next turn with Cursula. Yeah, so I'm actually out for that. And then this also lets me stagger Tailwind, because I don't think you knock out... Okay, they don't max here, so I could have just sniped the Milo with Overgrowth. Let's see if they protect. Okay, nice. We bait out a protect as well. Oh, that's really good. That is so good for us. Beautiful. I wonder how much beat up does with the defense drop and with all 4 Pokemon. Honestly, I would expect this to do like 40%. Ah, okay, not as much. I guess it gets actually probably 240% after when this is all said and done. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Beat up gets disabled, but that's fine. Now this is interesting because I have max Overgrowth, so I kind of just want to Overgrowth into the Milotic, but a safer play is actually to maybe just go for... Because we have Giga Drain as well, so what we could do right now is just Tailwind and go for a max Quake, which means we'll definitely survive any attack from Milotic. So I actually like going for that play, I think. That might be Milotic maxing, which would be fine by me, I think, especially because we have Rotom in the back. I guess you could max Gengar as well, but that would be kind of crazy. Wow, okay, I didn't see that coming. Are they using that just to max guard then? Or do they not I think that has to be done just to max guard, right? Let's see. Yeah, wow. I wonder if that was choice Gengar then. Either way, I don't think Milo can KO us here anyway. But that was a cool play. I gotta say, I didn't see that coming. Just gonna Scald. That shouldn't KO us. Yeah, hopefully no burn. Okay. This is where we have Giga Drain. So, I mean, honestly, I kind of want to just switch Whimsicott out into Rotom. I mean, I have Giga Drain, but Shadow Ball just KOs Gengar here. They could go for a double. Knocking out Milotic isn't that much of a problem, though. I just really want to get the +2 Giga Drain off, but I think targeting Gengar is still the correct play here. Just because I have an answer against Milotic in the Rotom. And I could just beat up with Lucario in the late game here, too. Nice max guard, though. I did not see that coming. I wonder if they go for a double. Yeah, they do. Okay, I should have Giga Drained then. Okay, but we knock out the Gengar. That's really interesting. Curse Body activates again, but that's fine. Maybe I should have brought out Lucario, actually, because I think you always knock out the Cursula here, so if I bring out Lucario, I can just go for the beat-up combo right away, but I think this is also fine. Okay, so Cursola finally goes down. I mean, Cursola actually really should have just swept through everything here, but nice max on the Gengar there. I really didn't see that coming. It might have also just... I could see a world in which, like, it didn't have Protect, but it had something like Taunt or Trick Room. So, I'm going to bring the Whimsicott. I really actually should have brought out Lucario, yeah, but let's see who my opponent has in the back. It's going to be Gyarados. Okay, perfect. That's why I wanted Milotic. Nice. Good. Okay, so obviously Rotom is in a fantastic spot right now. We still have... My opponent doesn't have Dynamax. There was not Intimidate, so that's Moxie Dose. 2 turns of Tailwind means we should be in a really good spot. Just gonna Thunderbolt and Moonblast. Even if Gyarados protects and you Icy Wind, we still have speed next turn anyway. Yeah, okay, nice. So, I mean, Cursola was the MVP in that game, and it should have honestly been able to KO every Pokemon. Yeah, I don't regret the Max Guard turn too. Yeah, actually, I'm really curious about this team. What was the Gengar set here? Charm, that's cool. So they maxed for Will-O-Wisp, which is interesting. It was Focus Sash. Yeah, we just lost back-to-back speed ties then, I think, with Whimsicott. Policy Tar. Yeah. So it was, without, like, Hypnosis on the Milotic, it was pretty much impossible to beat the Rotom in that late game. But, yeah, Cursola just exerted so much pressure. Of course, if they get the double protect, that game becomes a little bit more challenging. But then I just bring out Lucario. And then I have Rotom Lucario out. And I can probably just, like, Rock Slide, Hydro Pump the Gengar for a KO. So, nice Max Guard from the Gengar, though. And we're up against the 36th ranked player for the next game today. So let's see if we can get them with Cursola here. They've got a Sand Sun hybrid, which is very scary, I think. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a great game for Cursola. Mainly because of the amount of physical type attackers. Like, they're almost always maxing Excadrill, Gyarados, or Tyranitar, and Cursola does not thrive against physical attackers. Let me say we have Lucario for a reason, so this is where maybe Lucario comes in handy. Although, I will say, like, Cursola has value here if they were, trying to go, like, the Trick Room route. I don't think you go with the Trick Room route, though. Yeah, especially because I have Cursola. Like, I feel like it's just too risky to try to set up Trick Room. So, one approach we could go in this game is honestly just go, like, Whimsicott Lucario, because we can just Tailwind. I think I want... Honestly, I think I want Charizard in this game for beat up. Because, like, I'm not sure I'll be able to... What I can do here is basically set up Tailwind, get the switch in into Charizard, and then beat up into Lucario. I really want the Indeedee solely for Goggles for the Venusaur. But Rotom is really good offensively here. I feel like it's... be silly not to bring Rotom here. So, we have to play a little bit carefully around Sleep Powder. But I think it will be manageable. Let's see. I'm actually really interested in seeing how this matchup shakes up. Especially because, I mean, there is a world in which they do go with Dusclops Torkoal, like with the Trick Room mode, and then I'll be like, nah, I could have gone with Cursola in this game, but didn't feel like the best matchup for Cursola, so I wasn't 100% confident in it. But we have more beat-up shenanigans here with Lucario. That's going to be Dusclops and Tyranitar, though. So, okay, that covers the Cursola option for my opponent's end, yeah, so that makes sense. Unfortunately, here we don't have Taunt. We have what? Moonblast, Tailwind, Beat-Up, Protect. So he's gonna find my items, but that's fine. I mean, my opponent has options here. You could always just go for Protect Trick Room, but that's risky because you don't know. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I am pretty sure like beat up +4 Steel Spike doesn't even KO the Dusclops. If we had Taunt here, we'd be in such a good spot. I guess we don't need to necessarily commit a Dynamax, do we? Maybe not. You just beat up Meteor Mash and then Dynamax with Rotom in this late game, because I see Tyranitar. Oh, it's good. It's a Scarf Tar. Well, it's not Scarf Tar, but I think Lucario might just be going down here. It's probably Sash Tar then, and it went for Helping Hand Superpower. The upside is that this means Trick Room at least doesn't go up. The downside is that... yeah, it's definitely Sash Tar. Huh. I could have made a really big read and doubled up onto it with Moonblast Close Combat. Maybe Dynamaxing there would have been the play, because then we would have gotten the defense boost and the health boost. I probably should have maxed. I just really expected Tyranitar to protect or switch out there. Okay. We're +5 attack. Oh. Wow. Foul play, Tyranitar. That's a tech. I mean, that's definitely... you don't make that play unless you're Choice Scarfed. Or sorry, Focus Sash. It's definitely Focus Sash. I think we have to Dynamax Rotom now. This might be alright, though, because what we can do is Moonblast and Geyser into Dusclops. Foul play. Interesting. I wonder if that KOs if we Dynamax? I honestly might with Helping Hand. So let's see. I'm actually, yeah, I've never seen that calc before, so I'm just out of curiosity gonna do it. We are at +5 attack as well. Foul play was boosted by Helping Hand. If we Dynamax, that still has a chance of KOing. I suppose not if we get the defense boost. So what I should have done was just Dynamax and Steel Spiked, I guess. Although this isn't the end of the world, because I do get maybe more out of my Dynamax now actually in this game. The main thing I wanted to deny was Trick Room. Let's see. Alright, they're just going for Helping Hand again. So I guess Helping Hand Rock Slide. I could have Geysered and Moonblasted Tyranitar here as well. Maybe I think I respected Trick Room maybe a little bit too much in this game. He actually misses Whimsicott. He's also fast Tyranitar. Yeah, it doesn't do that much. Okay. Well, lucky enough to dodge an attack there. Yeah, especially because I figured it's not going to be... Okay, the main reason that I wanted to prioritize that KO is because I was really worried about, like, Torkoal in the back, but I guess Torkoal isn't that much of a threat against Max Rotom. Still, I don't know, the threat of Trick Room is really scary. That was really cool, though. I have never seen Foul Play Tyranitar. Yeah, Venusaur coming out. Okay, that's not bad. Good. So we have Tailwind, but... obvious. Okay, we have Charizard in the back, so this isn't over by any means. That being said, I kind of just expect like a max overgrowth here. We have Air Slash in the back. Could also be worthwhile to actually Moonblast Tyranitar and Protect, but they could read that. I just expect the overgrowth into Rotom. So I think I'm actually gonna, because I'm kind of behind in this game. I kind of need Tailwind though, don't I? I'm gonna make a read here, I think, because I'm kind of behind. So I'm gonna Moonblast Max Guard, expecting Rock Slide Overgrowth into... they don't even max. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Frenzy Plant. Wow. And Taunt. This guy's pulling out all the stops. Taunt, Rock Slide, Foul Play, Tyranitar. Wow. Okay, well. Huh. The problem is that I expect Torkoal to be in the back. That being said, maybe Charizard could put in some work then. I don't want to switch out into Charizard though if he just stays in Rock Slides. I think I'm still just going to click Moonblast here. And Geyser into the Tyranitar slot in case it does switch out and we survive a Venusaur attack. Huh, stays in with both. Doesn't max either. It's probably going for Frenzy Plant then, right? Does that one-shot us? That's the question. This Rotom is not invested in HP. Yep. Does get the KO. Actually, then, maybe switching to Charizard there would have been the play. If we switch out into Charizard, we survive. And we have Rotom for the late game. He's Life Orb, yeah. Huh, alright. Well, my opponent hasn't Dynamax yet, so they obviously have the advantage. And that is going to be Gyarados as the last one. Yeah, actually, if I just switched out into Charizard, I think we might have been in a fine spot. But now you can just Dynamax the Gyarados. Yeah, I mean, we can't beat Max Gyarados, so. Probably Airstream the Whimsicott here too, don't you? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I should have assumed Frenzy Plant was KOing, so I think it's always better to just switch out into Charizard. Because then we have, like, Rotom's our only way of dealing with Gyarados, and I think I was playing this game expecting Torkoal in the back instead. If it was Torkoal in the back, I actually think we win this, but it's not. So well played by my opponent. I mean, I got caught off guard by a lot of things here. I can see why my opponent's so highly ranked. Like, they have stuff like Helping Hand on Dusclops, which isn't like a total surprise, but also not that common. Okay, given that that was a crit, I think that's Assault Vested. Yeah, and they ended up bringing, like, they had so much weather on their team. But as you saw, yeah, he does actually opt for the Airstream, which I think is the correct play. Just make sure I can't set up a Tailwind, have any chance of really getting into this. I mean, I could have gone for a Heat Wave burn, I guess, but I think this game was over once Rotom went down. So I should have switched Rotom out into Charizard. I don't think it was worth it to even cover for the switch, because they're always going to Frenzy Plant there anyway. And if we actually had Rotom in this game, like, we had a pretty good chance of winning, I think. Especially because my opponent had to reveal the Frenzy Plant already. I mean, honestly, I thought it was safer to Dynamax and just Overgrowth, but maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Like, because I think my opponent's win con was to KO the Rotom, so that Gyarados wins, even non-maxed. But obviously what they did worked out. So I should have switched out the Rotom on the last turn. Charizard eats up the Frenzy Plant. My opponent has to recharge the following turn. Yeah, really interesting sets there. So Frenzy Plant, obviously not that common. You normally see like Leaf Storm or whatnot, but Frenzy Plant, just such high base power, allows you to not max and still do that much damage. But that definitely, I don't know, was not a great game for Cursola. If we did want to go for Curso, like... it would have just gotten wrecked, actually, because my opponent just would have been able to foul play turn 1. So, what I should have done that game was probably max the Lucario turn 1, but I gotta say, yeah, I got taken for a spin with that Tyranitar set, so that was really cool to see. Okay, next game today, the scary thing here is the Follow Me from Togekiss, because what I could very easily just go for, like, Whimsicott, set up Tailwind. I'm leaning towards that. So Dragapult's scary here, right? That's one of the things I'm worried about. So I want Indeedee probably for redirection against that. I want Tailwind. I want a Tailwind with Whimsicott turn 1. It's just a question of what I want to lead with, honestly. I kind of like Whimsicott and Rotom here, with Cursola in the back. Thing is, I'm going Cursola. I don't want to put all my eggs in the Cursola basket, so maybe I should go with Lucario instead. I'm just double checking on this thing's speed. Yeah, 77. I don't know, if regular Lucario could actually put in some work here damage-wise for close combat into Incineroar, Steel Spike into Togekiss. But maybe I like Indeedee a little bit more here, especially with all the ghost stuff happening. Yeah. Okay, let's try that out. I think another lead that could have worked was like Indeedee Cursola? Maybe. Nah, but I still want to get Tailwind up in this game because I feel like Tailwind's really good. The ideal scenario is like Rotom goes down after turn 1. We get a burn off onto like Dragapult. Because if they want to go for Shadow Sneak, then we'll be able to outspeed. And if they don't go for Shadow Sneak, then... Okay, it's Incineroar and Dragapult. It's not the best scenario here. To be honest, though, what I expect from my opponent this turn is... I can make a really risky play, which is to switch out the Rotom into Cursola. Because if I'm my opponent, I'm doubling up into Whimsicott here with like a Fake Out and a Max Airstream. Although I have Will-O-Wisp for that. Right, so it's not the end of the world. I think turn 1, honestly, I'm just going to Protect and Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. Even if you KO the Rotom, you give me the free switch into Cursola. Dragapult's always maxing here, I think. So that isn't surprising. Best case scenario is, yeah, Fake Out Max Airstream into Whimsicott. It's probably not Life Orb either. I'm expecting Weakness Policy. You obviously could just Fake Out into Rotom very easily, but no one really expects Will-O-Wisp on Rotom nowadays. So I think we have that going for us. Could obviously be like a Fake Out Phantasm just into Rotom, but yeah. Okay, Fake Out into Whimsicott, perfect. Hopefully Airstream now into that slot. Yes, perfect. Okay. Exactly what we wanted here. Now I wonder if I actually don't Tailwind and I just stall out Dynamax from Dragapult. Oh, and my Rotom hits a Will-O-Wisp. Who would have thought in 2020 we'd be hitting Will-O-Wisps? Okay, that was a very, very good turn 1. It's just that I want Cursola to get set up in this game, so if I want that to happen, I'm going to have to conserve Whimsicott. To do that, I would probably switch out into Indeedee, and maybe that's actually fine to go for. Especially now that we've burnt the Dragon Pult. Yeah, I'm going to switch out into Indeedee and actually just Hydro Pump into Incineroar. And then we can double protect, and then we've stalled out Dynamax, and then Whimsicott Cursola, I think, can close out this late game. So one thing in playing with this team is that you do have to stagger Dynamax Wall, I think, often, but if you're able to accomplish it, it can be very good. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, obviously, because it's still far from over, but yeah, that was a very good turn 1. Assuming it is physical Pult, it obviously could be special Pult. But we get Indeedee now, and my opponent being faster doesn't really scare me that much. And he Phantasms into the switch in. Beautiful. Okay, Parting Shot comes out. Yep. That's fine. I mean, there are definitely a bunch of Pokemon to come into, but I have to say, switching in a Pokemon that's immune to a max move is like one of the best feelings you can have in this game. And that's what just happened here, which you'll love to see. So that's already 2 turns of max gone, and like I said, we can just double protect this next turn. Okay, Aegislash actually comes out. Interesting. Now, most Aegislashes are Focus Sash. I honestly think what my opponent might want to go for here is Self-Shadow Sneak just to get that weakness policy activated. So because of the fear of Self-Shadow Sneak, I'm actually just going to go for the Follow Me here. And launch another Hydro Pump into Aegislash, I think. Yeah, because if Aegislash just form changes, we should just KO it. Because I don't think that has any bulk. Yeah, so I'm going for Follow Me in case he does go for Self-Shadow Sneak. Even if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. But I think I have to cover that option. And it looks like that's what my opponent's going for. Yep. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And just another Airstream, which is fine. Maybe Thunderbolt would have just picking up the knockout there. We also confirm it's physical Dragon Pult, which is great. So a lot of the surprises on this team are really coming through right now, especially the Will-O-Wisp on Rotom. So my good old trusty friend from back in the day. I knew it was too good to be true when we hit all of our attacks earlier. Okay. I expect Aegislash to like maybe close combat. I don't think you're gonna Self-Shadow Sneak again. So I'm actually gonna protect here. Yeah, I don't think that Aegislash has any bulk, to be honest. Surviving could make it dicey though, but yeah, even at -1 special attack, I think without any bulk we should kill. I should have just Thunderbolted last turn. Hydro Pump covered for the switch out option, but let's see. Dragon Dance? Ooh, I didn't see that coming. That could be problematic. Okay. It's gonna Iron Head into Indeedee, yep. Huh, Dragon Dance makes this definitely scarier now. I was right, that Thunderbolt doesn't KO. It's not good. This just became a much more interesting game because of that. Should have Hydro Pump there then. Okay, well, the Dragon Bolt's still burnt. I think I'm still gonna go for Follow Me. And Thunderbolt. Yeah, I just don't want the weakness policy to go off, and because I made that gamble last turn, I don't want them to get any fancy ideas here. But he's just going to go for Dragon Darts. Okay, so I think we're going to trade here. Actually, I don't even know if an Iron Head KOs. That still doesn't do that much damage. Yeah, that Hydro Pump miss actually really sucked. Because if we just got in that, we pick up a KO, and I mean, this Aegislash exerted a lot of offensive pressure against Indeedee. So I haven't Dynamaxed yet, but I don't know, this game just got a lot harder than it needed to be. I guess, like, we still have Whimsicott, though, right? Whimsicott Moonblast should just do a ton to the Dragon Pult at this point. I am just a little hesitant of bringing Cursola out immediately. Although you should have Phantom Force as your Ghost type attack. And we saw Airstream as well, so this thing doesn't have Max or Protect, which is good information. Yeah, he brings out Incineroar, which is fine. Okay. He can't fake out the Whimsicott. One turn of Psychic Terrain left, or a -1 special attack. What I'm worried about is Phantom Force just coming out this turn. If I'm my opponent, I think I Phantom Force Rotom and Flare Blitz the Whimsicott. So if I'm anticipating that, I could just protect here and Hydro Pump into Incineroar. That seems to work out alright. Pretty readable turn, but I think this is decently safe. Okay, he goes for Fake Out into Whimsicott. This guy's Dragon Dancing again. I think that's fine, because you shouldn't have a way to one-shot the Whimsicott, so I can just Moonblast this next turn. Okay, Hydro connects. Should be a 2-hit KO still, unless he's Assault Vested, which he might be. But we know he doesn't have Protect. So I think here, I'm gonna Moonblast. Use that +2 attack, +4 speed. We might actually max Rotom here. As much as I want to max Cursola, in this position in the game, I think it's actually better to max the Rotom. Reason being is because that ensures that we KO the Incineroar. Yeah. As much as I hate maxing something at -1, like, this was a really good game to set up Cursola, honestly, but because of that miss onto the Aegislash, and because I got a little bit scared of missing again and went for the Thunderbolt, and it didn't pick up the KO, I needed to, and because of Dragon Dance, I needed to come up with a new game plan, I think, so. I mean, regular Cursola could still put up some work in this late game, but I think it's better to actually just Moonblast Geyser here, because I think you Phantom Force, or I guess Fly, although Phantom Force is better because it goes through Protect. Oh, actually just Dragon Darts. Okay, that should be game then. That wasn't even going to KO anyway. But yeah, I had to Dynamax there to ensure the KO onto Incineroar with Max Geyser. Yeah, now Moonblast should just KO Dragon Bolt. And so we've cleared the threat to Cursola out of the way. Great. It survives, but that's fine. He's going to be Weakness Policy, yep. I mean, I feel like I read my opponent like a book the first couple turns, but that miss just dramatically made things more difficult. But Max Geyser should pick up the KO now. Yeah, the problem is if we don't go for the Geyser there, we take Dragon Darts damage, and more importantly, my opponent survives, and then Flare Blitzes to KO the Whimsicott. Now we pick up a double KO, and that should just be game. I'm sad, though, because this would have been a really, really cool Cursola game. But once my opponent revealed Dragon Dance, and, like, what I wanted was to knock out the Aegislash, and then sack one of my 2 Pokemon to get the free switch into Cursola, basically. So, yeah. Maybe we could have gotten away with maxing, but I wanted to ensure the win in this one. But you can see the value of Will-O-Wisp Rotom there, and Togekiss is the last one, perfect. Yeah, so, I mean, we can just stay in here. Cool. Wish we did a little bit more with Cursola in today's episode. But if my opponent does... Actually, I think Max Lightning just KOs here. Oh, and they're going for Dazzling Gleam, too. Yeah, I wanted to, like, bring in the Cursola, get some damage off. Maybe it survives at -1 special. That actually does survive. Okay, cool. Well, if anything, I would like to bring in Cursola for one final hoorah. And sack the Whimsicott as we Tailwind. And then Cursola can maybe seal this game up for us. Yeah, I'll let Cursola get the final blow. Ah, my opponent just forfeits. Okay, good game. So this game, we had a really, really good early advantage, but I do think they could have come back if we didn't max the Rotom that turn. I guess they didn't end up going for Phantom Force. Okay, so the reason why I thought that I needed to max there was because if they Phantom Force or Fly, and I am curious on the sets there. So that's Babiri with Protect Offense. Yeah, Dragon Dance Weakness Policy, which was standard. Citrus Nasty Plot. Yep, Jolly, Aegislash, Mimikyu, and Incineroar with Goggles. Yeah, so it wasn't Assault Vest, we just don't do very much damage because we're, yeah, not, like, super, super offensive. But, basically in that game, like, if they go for Phantom Force or, Fly, I don't think you ever Fly there, you always click Phantom Force. I think we would have been fine maybe with Cursola, because we could have been able to get Tailwind, but the main thing is I just really didn't want to bring out Cursola when, like, it took so much damage from... It's just its defense is really bad, so, like, staring down Incineroar and Dragon Bolt is not ideal, so given how that game was playing, I thought it was more consistent to Dynamax Rotom, so that is what ended up happening, but definitely a fun set of games today. I think that second game I definitely could have played a little bit better, but my opponent also just made some really cool plays, and... That was definitely one of those games where it's like in a best of 3, I think we both make a lot of adaptations where it's like my opponent revealed that they were like a Focus Sash, Foul Play, Tyranitar. They revealed that they, had Frenzy Plant on Venusaur and they were Life Orb. So I definitely could have played that second match. Like, I also could have just maxed the Lucario turn 1. And if I'd just gone for Steel Spike, maybe that would have actually KO'd the Dusclops because it didn't... I mean, survival like 25%. We pick up that KO, get the defense boost, survive the foul play. We're in a fantastic spot. Instead, I gave up the best Pokemon to Dynamax in that set. And because obviously Venusaur was a big problem. And Lucario, after getting the boost off, actually could have just swept through my opponent's entire team. So, yeah. Either way, though, those were some really fun games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll definitely be back with some more games with it tomorrow because I'd like to feature Cursola more. But thanks to Shadow Gengar once again for the team. Leave a like as always if you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.